say eh. So to avoid that eh now, so let's just understand it's the Amazon for Africa, bringing African sellers the global markets. You are here in Nigeria, you can sell to someone who's in US, in Canada, you can sell to someone who's in South Africa as time goes on. So it is the one-stop shop for everything made in Africa, made in Nigeria. So someone who is in US who wants that egusi cannot find it outside there, because I know that Nigerian products are really, really limited outside the country and also in the global market. So this is giving them that global opportunity to earn in foreign currencies and also make as much profits as they need to. So upon our launch on February 10, we've been encouraged by lots of sellers who are coming on board and also trying to um, list their product and many others. But we also know that there are certain difficulties that you guys are facing as sellers is knowing how to properly list your products. This is a very, very good one because you need to make sure that your product is well listed, because this is, you're giving the face of Nigeria, as a business owner, as an e-commerce seller who is from Nigeria. You need to portray yourself in a certain way that people who are outside the country, they can see that, oh yes, this is how Nigerians are portraying themselves, this is how they do business. So we are not just trying to say, just list your product. We want you to have a very, very good, appealing global face, because you are representing Nigeria, you are representing Africa as a continent with your product and with your stores. So this webinar is going to be showing you guys how to properly list your products, images, descriptions, how to use the AI features, and also, as I said earlier, picking the right container for your item when you want to ship it. So we're going to start roughly with I'll probably like a surprise guest, because he's not part of the guests, but he's going to just give us a very brief idea of what kind of image it is you need to have as a seller when you're taking a picture, the background, the lighting, and all that. So you just want to give a brief description of what all that entails before we push on to having our guests, who is on Mobile Day and Sunday, to also give us a walk section on how to properly list your item and how to properly upload your product and follow your store. So once more, I want to say a big thank you for those who joined. I really say thank you for being here. Damilola, Amy Ventures, Oyi Damila, thank you for being here. And if I didn't mention your name, my thanks for also being in this webinar. It's very important. Please tell people who are sellers on this platform to really join, because after today, we're taking a very, very strict rules following everything by the letter. Because if you are a seller on this platform and tomorrow we delete your account, do not come and say, why now? When you do not list your product properly, you do not set up your stock properly. We need a very good representation of Nigeria to the global market. So right here, we have our surprise guest, Mr. Wale, is the CEO. We'll just give him the floor to just encourage everyone here while I set up for the next person who's going to show us how to use and take clear images of our platform. Thank you.
Micah, I didn't come here to come and speak. I came here to listen and
yes, I want them to hear your voice. I want them to hear your voice so that they know that Giri is not a place to play. So that whatever I'm saying is confirmed by you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Wale Ayentoye, and I'm privileged to be the founder and CEO for GiriToday. I have a co-founder who is not here. His name is Olajiboye. And I'm just excited to see the growth that we've been able to make in the last couple of months. I know there are some of you who have trusted us enough to list your products and create a shop on the platform. And out of 1,001 things you can be doing today, you decide to join us on this webinar. I think it speaks about the seriousness and the intentionality that you guys have around making sure that you make money online. It's very important for us that people are able to list their products, and most importantly, you're able to sell cross-border. So we are working tirelessly behind the scene to make sure that the marketplace does goes live. There are a couple of things that we're resolving, and I'm going to be extremely transparent with you. I know some of you have listed your products on your shop, you've created the shops and all of that, and you're wondering, I've not made sales yet. I can promise you the sales are coming. I think Fido sang the song and said, Joy is coming. So sales is coming. That one I can guarantee you. By our engineering team, based on confirmation by next week, the marketplace is going to be fully open to buyers. And these are buyers that are based in the US, UK, Canada, and likewise Europe. So please use this opportunity and time to familiarize yourself with the dashboard, product acceptance, product listing, and just making sure that adequately, good evening, me. So, and just want to make sure, like at the end of the day, we are listing the product the way they should be. We are adequately describing the product the way they should be described. And there are a couple of other things that we will be announcing down the line as part of partnerships that we're working on in order to just make sure that we protect intellectual property on this platform. So anything that you've built, anything that you've created, we want to make sure that it is adequately protected as much as possible. So I don't want to take all your time. I know we have 1 hour, and I actually didn't come here to speak. I just came here to pop in to say hello to everybody. So Michael, please, over to you. And you guys are in safe hands. So if there are any questions that you want to ask, Micah is here, Richard is here, Mobile is here as well, and Latifat is here. So please ask any questions. They'll be more than happy to provide you clarity and answers where needed. And I'm gonna be in the backdrop. Please just ignore my presence as much as possible. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy the webinar.
Thank you very much, sir, for the words of encouragement, and thank you for also being here. Also, I know there's a question that came in about for someone who has not been on the platform and listed a product, how do you go about it? We're going to send a link to the chat now. So if you're not registered on the platform, you can go there and create an account. So once you're on the page, just click on create an account, fill in your details, and you're good to go. So yes, I'm going to send a link shortly. So we're going to move over to Richard because it's time efficient. We're trying to make sure that we put everything in 1 hour. We're going to move to Richard to just let us know, in coming to GiriToday on this platform, how should your image look out? How should you upload that product, your egusi, your crayfish, or whatever you're selling, even if you make shoes or you make sandals, footwears, accessories, how should those images be displayed? What is the proper way that it should be displayed on GiriToday that it is going to be acceptable? So this is very important. So please, guys, do listen in. As I give the floor to Richard, who's going to just give us a brief understanding of the right image you need to have on this platform, because having the wrong image risks we kicking you out or kicking your product out of the platform. So to avoid that, it's very, really important to know this kind of image you need to have on the platform and list on the platform. So Richard, over to you. We have a couple of minutes to just run through and tell them what they need to get. Over to you, Richard.
Thank you very much, Micah. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to GiriToday. So today I'm just going to be walking us through what a good image looks like a good product image looks like. When you're listing your product on GiriToday platform, it's very essential that you position your product in such a way that it's visually appealing, such that when persons come across your page, they will find it attention grabbing to want to stay, and maybe they never had the intentions to want to list or get your product. Rather, they would have that intention at that moment. So how you place your images on our platform is a big deal. In fact, the people in Nigeria will say you are dressed the way you appear, right? So when we see the level of excellence in a particular thing, we are attracted or we are compelled to want to get closer to it. So when you're listing your product, it's very important that you catch the angles of your product. You can't just take it like, okay, look at the good image, the good section of this image is highlighted here. You could see the top view of that stuff that look like a signage that people could use on their native. You could see the touch bag. You could see the lady accessories. You could see the way the bags were placed on a very neutral background. Imagine the background was having a color that is contesting with the color of the basket. It would be very hard to identify the key features that would probably attract me to want to get it. And there's this thing I believe that sometimes some people shop based on previous memory. Please, Micah, wait a bit. They shop based on previous memory. So they might not see the need at that moment, but somehow, some way, they just remember, "Ah, I remember I saw one thing one time because of its key features." So you have to make sure that when you're taking the pictures of your product, you have to ensure that the key features are highlighted. You might wonder that on the top left of the poor, why is that one looking poor? Because it's too far. I have to literally zoom in. And sometimes, if you take some pictures too far, when you zoom in enough, it looks pixelated. So, to avoid unnecessary, as Yoruba will say, unnecessary shalaye, make sure you do the needful and take it at a closer range. So, also with other images, you could see like these tools are just looking like help, help. Our owner did not have intentionality for us. So, it's very essential that when you're taking the images, you capture the angles and you zoom in so well that anyone that zooms in after you've taken them can see it clearly. All right, thank you, Michael. Let's scroll down a bit. All right, so the good, the poor. You could see on, let me start from the poor. You could see the way the basket is lying there, like the basket that was used to rescue Moses in the Bible. It's looking so out of place, looking like, okay, why am I even in front of you guys, literally? So when you're taking pictures, your background matters. You can't just snap it because you feel like, I have to quickly say, Mufesa Ita. No, it's not about that. It's about positioning yourself to global buyers. Someone would say when you're going to sign up big gigs, you probably have to rent a car, look good, look the business of the day. So that even after everything, you can quickly go and pay them and say, thank you very much for the loan you gave me. I got the job or something. But right? You might not have, some might say, me, I don't have the camera, me, I don't even have the gadgets. Well, anyhow it is, we'll run it. It's God that gives us the increase. It's not that alone. Put your effort into the action too, please. You could see the way, yeah, you're trying to show them that, oh, this is a social proof. I'm the one that is making the beats, but you're not even dressed looking good. You're literally dressed in a way that's not appropriate for our platform because you never can tell. Maybe Donald Trump is going through our page right now and is trying to like, there's Africans. Let's see what we can get from them. And then your product might be the one that will stand in front. So you have to make sure that you package it properly. You can see is it the material that is on the bottom of the woman cutting the thread or the iron for the string. It's not looking aesthetically pleasing. But if you look at the images on the left, the baskets were tilted. Intentionality is what sells. Intentionality and originality will take you far, basically. Yeah. And on our platform, we appreciate creativity. So snap the images, take it from different angles, give us extra light, look for an extra touch light, put it, add it. You know that advert that say cut and press and, oh yeah, content. So that way, press all the goodies that should be attributed to your business, to your product. And when you list it, see, they got some artifacts and they added mangoes to it. Some persons might be wondering, is it the gods that want to eat the mango? Well, it's just something that's out of the random. Something that can, thank you very much, Okoyeme. Something that will help your, like somebody can remember this thing because I saw mango. She remember that thing that I saw that looks like they had mangoes, like the gods want to eat it. Let us look for it, right? So you have to position your brand, position your product, take good images. If it will take you to borrow your neighbor's phone, don't worry. After that, you can probably give them 100 naira empty and say, thank you very much. Just go the extra mile because the goodies that comes to you when you list your product on GiriToday and people buy from you, it's amazing, it's outstanding, and yeah, I'm rooting for you. Thank you very much. I hope with these few points of mine, I've been able to hit on the home run that list your product in such a way that even kings and queens will want to patronize you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I mean, we can see that if it's debate, we have somebody that can, face that fact. I know that Richard wants some debates. Very premium. Thank you very much. You can see it's very, very detailed with the images. It's our content creator, is our Agba, once it comes to creating content, images, videos, is our Alga. So he really takes that and has pride in that. So I want to say thank you very much for that. Why mobile day prepares, or what I would say also, trying to also have a very good image, a very good one. If you don't have a smartphone, look for a friend who does. Take a very good picture of your product, and put it on the platform. It's really important if you put in pictures that are poor, that does not align with buyers out there. It's a bad image for we and also as a country, so we can see how everybody think cheap products is from China, but people don't know that China do expensive products that some people say will pay millions of dollars to have. But the way they portray themselves in their platform is like it's cheap, it's just so going to say that we ourselves as Nigerians, if we portray ourselves as people who have quality products, is going to show that yes, Nigeria is a country that has quality products, probably just as an underrated country and all that. So very big thank you, Richard, for your debates. With a few points, you were able to convince us and not confuse us that having a good product is far important than having a bad one. Thank you very much. On Memorial Day, I'm going to leave the floor to you. He's going to share his screen in a moment. And once he does that, I'm going to leave the floor to him. So he's going to give us a work step. I can say Arize is already making product. He's ready to make this dollar. And I'm happy about that. So by the time you're making that dollar, don't forget also we are here. So while he prepares himself, I want to encourage everyone who are sellers on here. It's not easy. Nigeria is definitely hard, but for you to be able yeah, okay, I've muted that. So I'm going to give the floor to Mobile Day to just give us how to list our products on the platform, what we need to do using the AI feature. That is very easy. They don't even need to just stress yourself. All you need to do is just put in your price and variation. Very, very beautiful and easy steps to upload your products. So I'm going to hand over to your Mobile Day. The floor is yours. If you have any question, put it in the chat, and we're going to review it after this workshop. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Micah. So I believe for some of us, this is not our first time that we have been on this webinar. And it's also my pleasure once again to take you through this workshop section. But just before we hit into the workshop section, if you have been in any of the workshop that we have had, and then maybe you went back to try and list your products and you have one or two difficulties, can I see your hand up? Or if you have any quick question that you want to ask just before we start, so that I also have that in mind while going through the workshop. Is there anyone? Okay, so we are saying we don't have questions. Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes,
Can we have your
well
name
done.
and your question?
My name is Agbola Damilola, and I'm a first timer.
Okay, do you have a store already on GiriToday?
No, not really, but I think on Tuesday. So I posted on the page. So I'm telling me on public.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't get that.
I said I posted my goods on is it on Tuesday? So so it's showing me unpublished on that product that I post.
Okay. All right, so we'll go over that. So that is actually because you don't have you don't pick any package as regards to that. So we'll be going through that together. Okay, so yeah. Yes, Oladimeji.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. Oladeji, actually.
Oh, my apology for that. Oladeji. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity.
Yes, sir.
I've attended about two, let me say, seminar or your onboarding process now. I have a shop, and I just want to I want to just say my concern about the volume of shipments, or volume of how do I put it now? You know, we have depth weight and volume weight for somebody like me that has art. I have a paint art that the actual weight has to be the volume. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, and
Yes.
I see some boxes. I see some boxes on on my page. Let me put it that way, on my page, and I cannot see the one that actually size my art or one of my products that I've listed. So I don't know how you are going to accommodate such products. Sir.
Okay, so your own is around packages. That's duly noted. Okay, so do we have another person? So there's actually a way to do that. We'll go over it. Any other person? Okay, so I will take that as no. Yes, so which means we have two categories of people: the people that have been joining us before, and then the people that are just joining us. So as regards that, if you are just joining us and you have created your store, by now you already know how to log in and get to the dashboard. Immediately you get to the dashboard, what you can do is come to the product section. So now I want to take you through how to properly list your products. So once you come to the product section, yes, sir.
Sorry, Omabari, for firstly, Oladeji, we hear you loud and clear. I think Omabari is going to address that. And I think also, like Omabari mentioned, we have two categories of people in this session: people who are returning attendees, and then people who are joining for the first time. If you're joining for the first time, if you go to GiriToday.com/webinar, Omabari, which probably can just put it up on your screen right now. GiriToday.com/webinar, and or you can just go to GiriToday.com, and then on the webinar, click on webinar, and then scroll down. There are previous webinars that we've done, unlocking your marketplace, your brand, and your power. I think you should watch those videos. When you click on it, take you to a YouTube channel. You should watch those videos. It's explaining details, end-to-end process of onboarding, listing your products, some of the features that currently exist within our ecosystem that you can take advantage of. So I just want to make sure that you are aware there's existing resources that can help answer any of the questions that you might have top of the mind. So Omar, please, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you very much for that, sir. So we can make do with that. Okay, so if you are just joining, so you can just sign into your dashboard. So once you sign into your dashboard, you'll be taken straight to your dashboard, and then from there we are going to be going through the onboarding process together. Not onboarding process now. So we are going to be listing a product together, and I want to show us how to do that. We are going to be starting from imagery. So why I'm still logging in that, so I'll be starting with images, and the previous speaker has done a good presentation towards that. I just want to show us from our existing. So this is actually our sandbox that we are using for test and demo. If you see, for example, you might want to be looking at that. Oh, once you list your product, how does it look like, and all of that. So this is how your product looks like once you list it. An example of a bad image is this particular one right here. So this particular one right here is just a screenshot of the image itself, the product itself. So maybe which is the shoe or the dress, as the case may be. So we've seen some sellers also with this kind of image. And then I just want to tell us that this is also a very bad image that we might have. So if you take a screenshot of your image and you try to upload it like this, the buyer, if you see these products on any e-commerce, you will not want to buy it. So number one is that this is just somebody's phone screenshot. So you don't know what the product itself is. So you don't want to make the buyer to be confused that, oh, is it the shoe? Is it really like this or like this? And the second part of that is that you should actually have more than one image. So if you have more than one image, the second or third one of that image can easily tell buyer what that product actually feels like from different angle. So a very good product which I'll show us that has more than one images. So if you have a product with more than one images, like for example this product has about 3 to 4 images. So with these 3 to 4 images, seller and buyer can say, oh, this is the product. This is also what it looks like in another view. This is what it also looks like in another view. And also beyond that, you can also see what that product looks like in this particular view and all of that. So this is one part of that as we proceed. So if you come to products and you come to add new products, so you see add products. Once you click on that, and that's the first one that I've explained to us. The first one is the image, which is very, very important. So I'll be using the product image that I have. I'll be using this, for example. Just as I've mentioned earlier on, I will not just be adding one of these product image. Let's say this is the product I'm selling. I want to add more so that the buyer can see what those images look like. So I want to add another one of this, and then even more of that. I make sure that I have up to, you can add as many as 5, 6 images of that different variation so that the buyer can interact with it. So when you are listing your product, that's the first section. And one of the challenges that seller has is the aspect of product title and description. Most sellers do well when it comes to product title, but when it comes to description, some sellers don't do well at all. And an example of that is, let me just quickly show us a product that doesn't do well in its product listing and in its description. And that was why we've introduced what we've introduced an AI features that will help the sellers to generate a description for their product that they can use. So for example, this particular earring now that this person is trying to sell, see the product description is just testing. That's what the person has. And this is not good enough if a buyer wants to buy this. So the buyer does not know what this earring is made of. Maybe it's just ordinary metal or aluminum, all of that, or it's gold, or it's 80% gold and all of that. There's nothing to tell more about this. And that's why Richard is telling us that we don't have to be lazy while listing our product. So with this AI feature, immediately you upload your image. So you see enhance with AI. Once you click on that, even without putting product title or product description, so this enhance with AI is going to help you to generate a product title. At the same time, it's also going to help you to generate a product description. So you can see the originally you don't have anything in your title and description. If you click on this is the suggestion that it has given you. If you click on this is the description that the AI is giving you. So if you like it like that, or you think you still want to add to it, just click on use AI description. Once you click on that, you are going to have them here. If you want to edit it, you can always edit it. If you don't want glowing skin, you can take that off. And then if you want to add more to your description, you can add more to it. Maybe you want to add usage to it. You can write maybe rub, gently on the skin and all of that. So a very good description also help buyer to see what your image, what your product is all about, so that they are not confused. So it makes them to easily make up their decision to buy products from you, to buy that particular product. Buyers has this attitude of they are not, they want to decide if they want to buy that product or not. So it has to be convincing enough for them to be able to say, oh, I want to buy this product, or I don't want to buy this product. Okay, so another section of it still in adding more touch to your products, telling us more about your products is the specification. The specification too is also very important, the specification of these products. So the reason why the specification is also very important, I'll show us something. Okay, let's take this image, for example, this particular image, for example. So this, let's say this is a cloth now that this buyer is trying to sell. So for this cloth now, I don't know if it is 100% cotton, that's the material. I don't know, maybe it's 100% cotton. I don't, there's no information as regards the thickness of the clothes. When you are buying clothes online, one of the challenges you might have is that you don't know how the material look like because you can't touch it. So the buyer will be like, I might think that this product is thick now, that the fabric is thick, and I'll buy it and it will be very light. Those are the things you can put in your specification just to give it what your product look like, how the material feels. Some of us will be selling spices, food item, clothing, especially fabrics. A lot of people are selling fabrics. You need to tell us that, oh, this fabric material is 100% cotton. It is very thick. It is gentle on the skin. You can give them a cleaning guide. Okay, wash with this soap in warm water or cold water, something like that. Or tell us that the material is light. Tell us that the quality is authentic. Quality, authentic. Those are the things that we expect. In your spices, tell us that if you are selling the spices, maybe Iru and all of that, you can tell us that it's processed. If it's processed already, if it's dry, you can put it there. How long the lifespan, the shelf span, how long it can stay after you open that Iru that has been delivered to someone in UK. So the shelf lifespan, you can tell us that, oh, this Iru can last as long as a year and all of that. You can use it for as long as it is, so that the buyer is knowing. So if you have all of that, the buyer knows that, oh, this is what I'm buying and all of that. So those are the things that is expected in this specification. So in this specification, I'm going to be adding some specification. I can add a shelf life. I can say it 1 year after opening. Okay, so once you have that, you can add more specifications to your products. So you can have other things like how to keep it, caring or stuff like that. You can say keep away from sun, sunlight. Okay, that's for that about that. So you can add more things to this specification as much as you want to do about that. You know, I've given us some of those examples of what we can use as our specification. So you can add as many as you want, up to 5, 6, and 7, that tells more about your product, what your product really look like, and what it is doing. So you can also add, as even for this example, you can add LED material, LED, the LED cover. So maybe it's covered with plastic lead and all of that, stuff like that. To continue, another important part, which is the third section, is the putting right, selecting right categories. So selecting right category is important in the essence that, let's assume you are selling food and you want to go and put it under clothing. If a buyer comes to the platform and comes to shop by category, we have several categories. So we have vintage jewelry, wedding clothing, beads, arts, and all of that. So, like for example, Mr. Oladeji that is selling arts, and he went to go and put it under his category now. So instead of picking arts, which is here, Mr. Oladeji now went to go and pitch baits and beauty. You know, he's already shooting himself in the leg. In the sense that if I'm in Canada and I just need African art in my home, I just need a little bit of African deco, maybe something that tells stories about African. Just I just want to use it to remind myself about home and every other person that comes to visit, so that I can have that touch and feel of home. I'll just come here and click on arts and look and decide to look for a particular art and I want to buy. And meanwhile, Mr. Oladeji has listed his own art under bits and beauty. So if I come to arts, I'll see other products, but I will not see Mr. Oladeji products. And maybe perhaps Mr. Oladeji products might even be a better fit that I personally want to get in my sitting room in Canada or thereabouts. But because he's not here, I will not see it to buy. I will see other people painting. You know, I will not see the one of Mr. Oladeji. So I will just buy from this one that I'm seeing. So meanwhile, you should have sold a particular item just by selecting the right category. So that's why selecting the right category is very, very important. So for this, my product now, since it's shea butter, is under bath and beauty, and the subcategory too, you can pick skincare, because I'm using it on my skin. So I pick skincare. So the tag, we've talked about tags, still part of these are the things that will also help your product to be seen when you are searching for it. If you are searching for your products from here and all of that, so that tag is what also helps you. So for my own tag, I might want to put skincare, yeah, because that product is a skincare product. I might want to put skincare. I might want to put Africa skin care water, and then all of that. As many as you want to add, you can add up to 6, you can add up to 4, you can add up to 3, and all of that. So these are the things that you can add homemade or handmade. So for example, people that are looking for homemade skincare from Africa and all of that, so you can add homemade. You
All
can
right,
do handmade.
real quick.
Yes,
And
sir.
also, if it's organic, you can also add organic. That's another tagline.
Yeah.
I just want to mention that.
So you can add that. So far, do we have any question before we go into other ones? So I believe these parts. So for those 3 things that we have talked about, using the page, using
Hello,
AI features,
hello.
and category. Yes.
Hello.
Yeah, we can
Please,
hear you.
I want to ask, because if I want to log into the page, I used to log in with the link. Can we download the app? Can we download the app?
No, it's a web hub. You need to go to the website. So for now, we don't
Okay.
have that. Yeah, so you need to go to the website and then use it. That's what we have for now. Yes, sir.
So I
Yeah,
will, so I
so
will use the link.
Mr. Bola, the mobile app is currently under development. Don't I'll rather under promise and over deliver, but the team is working on it. We are like 90% done with the mobile app. When it is ready, we will announce
Okay.
it to everybody. So, but for now, you have to go through the web version. We just want to make sure that we're able to get sellers to the market as quick as possible, and buyers are able to buy from you while we're still building the mobile app.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, ma. Do you have any other question for the 3 steps that we've talked about? Okay. So if you don't have questions, I'll trust us that going forward, when we are listing our products, we are going to be seeing the quality product listing on our end with the right category, the right description, the right title, and also the right image. And not just that, we are also adding more than one images, at least 4 to do it. So the next part of it is going to be around variation and pricing. Okay, so this variation is a tricky part that we also need to understand. So if your product does not have variation, so you don't need to list variation. If your product has variation, you need to do that. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that, example of that is this. Let me say use this clothes, for example. So a lot of us, our products actually need variation, but we did not add variation. For example, this clothes now that this particular seller is selling is a beautiful clothes. But as beautiful as this clothes is, it will interest us that a lot of buyers will not buy it. In fact, one single buyer will not buy it, as beautiful as it is. The reason is because the person used the wrong variation. So the person added the variation of these 2 colors. But what is most important to clothing, especially ready-made, even if it is fabric, is variation of sizes. Okay, so you want to tell me that, oh, because if I want to buy this clothes now, I know my size. I don't want to buy a product that I'm not picking the size, and you deliver the clothes to me and it's now extra large, and maybe I'm using large. You now bring extra large, and because I don't pick any variation, I will not have to blame the seller or thereabouts. So automatically buyers will not buy this product because it doesn't have the right variation, or does not even have a variation at all for those one that doesn't have variation. If you also go and you look at some other products like fabrics, so if we check, for example, for fabrics, you will see a lot of used sellers who has fabrics. Let's go to fabrics. Who has their fabrics, but they don't put variations. So, like for example, for this person now that is selling Ankara and but put cotton there. Okay. So this person added a variation of sizes of large and medium. So if I'm a buyer too, I will not buy it because I don't know what large is. I don't know what medium is. For somebody that is selling fabrics, your variation that you want to be adding is a variation of size, but you want to be adding the yard, maybe 6 yard, 3 yard, 12 yard, 24 yard. These are what you do. So you already know how you sell it in the market. It's the same way you sell it in the market that you're supposed to also sell it online. So this person added large, medium. That's very wrong. So what the person is supposed to be adding is also the variation of size. But here you are telling us that, oh, it is 6 yard. Okay. And the quantity of that 6 yard you have is 10. And you are giving us the price for 6 yard. Maybe it's 30,000 naira. And if you want to give us discounts, you give us discount of 2%, which will now reduce to 29 naira, or you are giving us a discount of 5%, which is 28 naira, 28,000 naira. You had it. So if you are not just selling 6 yard, if you are also coming down to 3 yard, you also add this 3 yard. Okay. If you have 20 pieces of that 3 yard, you also put it. The price of that 3 yard, we are selling this one for 30,000. That might be 15,000. Okay, that if you don't want to give a discount, that's fine. You had it. If you are selling 12 yards too, you had 12 yards to that. Okay. So if the quantity of that 12 yard you have is 50, you can add 50. If it's just 5, you add 5. You also give us a price. If you are selling 6 yard for 30,000, so this might go as high as 60,000 naira. If you want to give a discount, that's fine. If not, you also do that. So here you're already saying that your clothes that you are selling, for example, now this particular clothes, you are having a variation that I can pick from. If I'm a buyer, if I want to pick 12 yard, I want to buy 12 yard, which is 56,000 naira. That's 56,400. I'll buy it. If I say no, I want to buy 3 yard, it's just 3 yard I need, maybe for my son or for my daughter, just to sew ordinary top. If I want to buy for the whole family, I can go for 12 yard. If it's just me that I want to use this Ankara as beautiful as it is to do up and down, I also go for 6 yard. So you can, if that's okay, if you want to do by 30 yard too, that's fine. You go, you are selling by 30 yard. And so that's better than having large and medium, because we don't know what large is, we don't know what medium is. So that variation is actually very wrong. And you find out that the buyer will not actually buy your products because it doesn't have a variation, or it has the wrong variation. Okay, so for this my product, I'm not selling clothes, so I'm going to be using mine. So before that, I have prices for here, so I'm going to be selling mine for 28,000 naira. I'm going to be giving a discount of 5, and I'm selling per pieces because it's just one. If I'm selling per pieces, it's cup. I'm going to be selling with it. If you are selling your Ankara too, is per pieces. That your pieces is now by your variation, maybe 30 yard, 6 yard that we've talked about. So now this my product, it might have variation, it might not have, depending. So if the sizes are different, I can have, or the volume, I can have variation of sizes for my own, which in my own terms, I can use small or medium. I can use medium, but I need to tell what my medium is. So my medium is 250 ml. So that's better than just writing medium or small, because the buyer might be saying, what is medium? How big is medium? Or how small is medium? So my own medium now is 250 ml. Because if you are selling cream or you are selling all those things, homemade shea butter and all of that, it has to be in volume. So the quantity that I have, I can do 10. The price that I want to sell that, I want to also sell it for, I want to sell that medium for 28,000 naira. I will add that. I can give a discount of 5% and add that. But aside from that, I also have a bigger version of that, a bigger cup of that, and it is 500 ml. Okay, so let's say for this, I have 20 of it, and I want to sell this for 35,000 naira. I'm not giving a discount. Okay, so if anybody wants to buy this, my skincare now, the person will say that, oh, there is two type of it too. So we have the one of medium, which is 25 ml. So the buyer know how small it is or how large it is. Unlike the product now gets to me, I'm now saying, oh, I thought it would be bigger than this and all of that. It helps buyer to quickly make a buying decision. So it helps them to quickly buy. Oh, I understand. Oh, I know what I'm expecting. That the medium size is 250 ml. Oh, that's fine with me for 28,000 naira. I can easily buy that. Unlike, is it big? Is it small? I don't know. Let me leave it. It should not go and be one tiny thing like that they will not bring for me. So the buyer already know what he or she is expecting. Okay. So do we have any question around this variation? So before we go to the last part, which Mr. Oladeji asked question about. So if you have question, quickly raise up your hand. You are behind schedule. Okay, so I will take that as a yes that we understand it. So going forward, I expect us to do better while listing our product in terms of variation. So the last part is the package. So this package is not that, oh, some people might be asking, so I might be asking that, what now happen if the buyer buy two? What happen if the buyer buy three? How do I know which package to select? What happen if the buyer buy 10? So this package is meant for one single unit of your product, one single unit, just this picture of your product. This your product, this your skincare product. Which of this box can it enter? Can it enter this envelope? The answer is no. So the size is already there. Okay, so you have the size there already, the length, the width, and the height. And it's telling you the weight that it can occupy. If you have a product that can enter this envelope and the weight is 0.5 kg or less than that, it will enter that. So you can select it. In my own case, my product cannot enter that. So I will not pick that. So you have several boxes. My product can enter this one because it's just this cup, just this small cup. It's not big. It's not big. In fact, the weight of that product is actually 0.5 kg. That's the weight of that product, the bigger size, which is the 500 ml. So it's 0.5 kg. But because of the size, it can't enter the envelope. So I'll pick this second box. Okay. So for Mr. Oladeji that has an art frame, so it depends on how large your art frame is. So if you are telling me that your art frame cannot enter this box 6, which is 46 centimeter in length, 40 centimeter in width, and 39 centimeter in height, and can carry as large as 25 kg, maybe because of the length, maybe it's wide, then you have a custom selection here that you can do. Okay, so immediately I pick a product, it's already even explaining to you here that, yeah, this is the package dimension that you pick. That's box 1. So, and it's asking you go to go, and it's showing you the length. The length, in case you don't understand what 32, 18, and 8 centimeter is, if you get here, it's already breaking it down for you. And also the kg is here, 1.9 kg. That's maximum of 1.9 kg. It's already telling you here too. Okay, that this one can even weight as far as 0.6 kg, like that. So the length is 32, the width is 18, and the height is 8. So if your art frame can't enter that, then you need to pick a custom size. Here, if it's all those wide length art frame that can go as far as 100 centimeter, you can pick that, 100 centimeter. The width might not be that long. It can just be as small as 20, if I'm not mistaken. You know, all those art frame that is just horizontal. Oh, so, and depend on your own. So if it is a portrait and all of that, if it is square shape, you know, if it is just the one of square shape, maybe 50 centimeter by 50 centimeter width and height, and length is the same, to you also put that. So to continue with the height, sorry to get that. To continue with the height, let me do, so I said 100, 20. The height too, you need to put the height. So you can put the height too, maybe it's also 20, and the weight. And that particular artwork might just be as low as 0.2 kg. And just be as low as 0.2 kg, or even 0.1, depending on what the size is, or 0.9 kg, or 0.7 kg. If you are using a very solid wood, maybe 1 kg, I'm not even sure where, or 0.5 as what it is. So I hope this answers your questions as regards that. Okay, so for the box dimension or for your package, it's not by the, what if the user is buying 20? No, 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 no. It's just per one. That your artwork, one of it, can you enter this box? Can you enter box 1? Can you enter box 5? Can you enter box 6? If it cannot enter any of these box, maybe not because of the weight, maybe because of the height, it's taller, or you can pick a custom dimension. So do we have any question as regards that? So the last thing I want to show us is this order management. If you receive order, how to accept your order. So that's the last thing I want to show us. I'll use this to quickly show us. So if you have an order, how to accept your order. So if we don't have any question, but let me still give room for people. If you have questions as regards product listing, please just raise up your hand and ask the question. So we are running late. We are running behind schedule. Okay, I think we are good to go. So the last part I'll be showing us is how to accept your order. Immediately a buyer purchase an item from you, maybe from here, add to cart, make payments and all of that. Once you come to your dashboard, you are going to see it. So that's the first thing you are going to be seeing on this recent order. That's what you are going to, and also if you come to this order section, you're also going to see there. So you are going to see the status, you are going to see the payments and all of that. So once that is done, what you just need to do is click on this order, any of those order. Once you click on it, you're going to see that your order status is pending, which means you have not accepted. So you can accept your order or you can reject it. Okay. So if you don't want to do any of that, you can go back, but there's already timeline for you to accept and reject. So you're accepting this order. This is what the customer has ordered and all of that. You're going to the size, and the size is 500. Listed now, we listed 250 ml and 500 ml. Maybe you still have 700 ml. You will not go and bring the one of 250 ml for this customer that have ordered 500 ml. We are going to return your goods back to you because that is not what the customer ordered for. That's a case of what I ordered versus what I got. Yeah. So you want to rip the customer. That's what the customer will be looking at. They have ripped me. I ordered for 500 ml. They gave me 250 ml. So, and also your yard too, your fabric. If the person ordered for 12 yard, please check the size and send 12 yard. Don't go and send 3 yard or 6 yard. We are going to return it. If the person ordered for 30 yard, and also the quantity too that the person order, you are going to see one here. If you come back to this your order to, okay, more of those, so you are going to see this one represent the quantity of that. These are sandbox parts, so this is error. Don't bother about that. So you are going to be seeing the one item product price. You are seeing it here, one item. If it is two that the person order, you are going to be seeing two. Let me show us an example of somebody that ordered two. Yeah, this is an example of someone that ordered two items. It's already here, two items like that. This person has already accepted the order for this particular one. So if you come here, you are going to see one item. Don't send two items when the person order for one. Don't send one when the person order for two. And make sure you are sending the right sizes, 500 ml. If the person order three, so you are sending three of 500 ml. So if you have this in stock, you accept it. If you don't have it in stock, you reject it. So if you can still get it that day, you accept it. Once you accept, what do you do? Because as from next week, we are going to be going live. That's from Monday, you are going to be seeing things like this on your dashboard. You have to get used to it. Once you accept, you are going to see that your order status is accepted. The next thing you have to do is to take that your product, package it very well in the box. You that you are selling artwork, package it, pad it with something so that it doesn't break or scratch, and bring it down to our office like that. We have 2 days to deliver it to our office, maximum of 2 days. So between that day that the order came in, and make sure you accept it and you bring it down to our office. And from there, we look at it, look at what you have, the person has ordered and what you are sending. If it's not the same, we will return it back to you. So, and we don't want to be returning goods to you. So make sure that you are sending what the buyer is buying or has ordered for. Then once we receive it, and from there, we send it to the buyer. And then, so that is just how you continue to do business on GiriToday. So once again, thank you, and apology for taking much of your time. Thank you very much. Over to you, Micah.
Thank you very much, Day. Time is fast spent. We wanted to have like one of our engineering teams to just talk about the importance. But why I actually also let the workshop roll is because I know this is a very important one. We need you guys, so that's to really take note of what has been taught today because it's very important for the platform and also for the international face of Nigeria. So I thank you very much for coming. Thank you also our CEO who was here, graced us with his presence and also his words of encouragement. And whatever questions that we're having, it's okay to reach out to us. And one thing about we try to make sure that whatever thing we are building and trying to achieve is also to make sure that you guys are able to use it freely and easy to access also. So I want to say a very big thank you. We're going to wrap it up here so I don't take much of you guys' time. So maybe you guys have already put soup on the fire. Me too, I've put soup on the fire. I want to go and eat. So let's wrap it up. Okay, well, Richard has something to say. Richard, do you have anything to say before we call it a day?
Yes, we have a community on WhatsApp. If you have questions, you can always come into the WhatsApp and drop it, and we have persons to respond to you. So you could use our social media on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, anywhere you are active on. Look for GiriToday. Ask your questions, and we are definitely going to answer you. Thank you.
Yeah, you can be added to. You can join the WhatsApp group. We're going to be sending a mail after this, and also we're also going to send out a WhatsApp notification so that those who wants to join the community can also join the community. Thank you again for being here. Blessing. Thank you for being here. Our Honorable Oladeji. He has been here from the beginning. Thank you for gracing us, and thank you very much for being in today's webinar. I hope we all learned and also got something very important from this webinar. Thank you and have a great and wonderful evening and morning.